morning, everyone. Hi, it's Darlene from Super 60. I'm so happy to have you here in my kitchen. Today I'm doing a bit of a pantry raid. I have two pantries upstairs here in my kitchen area, small one and another small one. It's true. And then I have another one downstairs that I keep for any kind of runoff, where I don't have room for stuff. So today's meal is going to be all about raiding that pantry and seeing what I have. And I did find some frozen chicken. I have a lot of frozen chicken. I have a big freezer downstairs and I keep that well stocked. Although there are a few things I did notice down there that I could probably start stocking up again. But we did want to actually defrost our freezer, so we are kind of letting it dwindle slowly and then let it defrost, and then we'll stock it back up again. But anyway, I got out a piece of chicken, one big fat chicken breast sliced in half longwise is what I'm going to do today. That will feed Lou and I a wonderful dinner. All right, while I was going through my pantry a little bit more, I discovered that I had two large bags of apples. One had already been opened, but still had several apples just scattered about in my crisper drawer. And then I found out in my pantry, I also had my dark pantry, my downstairs dark pantry. I had another bag of apples. They were still such good apples, nice and hard and crisp. And so I think I'm going to do two things with all these apples that I have. Number one, I'm going to go ahead and peel these guys up and slice them up and just add a little bit of water and tiny bit of sugar and some cinnamon and put them on the back burner. I also found in my refrigerator a box of refrigerator pie crust shells. Yeah. So I'm going to use that. I buy them often because sometimes I just want to have something super quick for our dessert. And not that we have dessert at every meal, because we certainly do not. But I thought, again, since I had all these apples, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll slice up more apples and I will use those pie crusts. And I'm going to make a sugar-free cinnamon apple pie. Yep. I have made them a million times and they're so delicious. I make mine with a product called monk fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish peeling up all these apples and I'm going to just stop talking and I will show you when I'm done the two things that I'm going to do with all these apples. See ya. All right, over here are the rest of my apples and I'm going to add a little lemon juice to those so they don't turn brown. And I will go ahead and add my monk fruit and cinnamon to this as well. And here's my pie pan, and here are my pie crusts, just bought right from the store and kept in my refrigerator for the longest time. You can also buy as many as you want. These go on a really low marked price around all the holiday times, and they last for a good long time if you put them in the freezer. I don't. I generally buy maybe one or two at a time because I do like to make my own. And I'll tell you what, y'all, I do not like to throw my apple scraps or my cores or anything from the apple away when I peel and core because this becomes my very own homemade back of the stove potpourri. Yeah, add whatever you like to it, whether it's cinnamon spice, pumpkin spice, or both. Lots of water, and you only need to add a little bit of this at a time. Keep it on very, very low. Again, I keep it on that little warming zone thing. A lot of ovens have that these days. And if yours doesn't, just put it on the lowest of the low. You can put some ground cinnamon, some ground nutmeg in here, or any kind of apple pie, pumpkin pie type warm spices you can just put in there. And that will just smell good all day long. If you don't want to use this right away, or like I said, just use a little bit at a time, put the rest of it, this whole bag just right into your freezer. And there you go. All right, here are my apples. They are just, I just took a second here, took the lid off, and I'm just giving them a good check. They're getting so nice and soft. I think I'm going to turn them down just a little bit, and I'll put those back back over there. And just let them go and go and go till they're just like practically applesauce. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, so my oven is on 350. I did get my apple pie made, my monk fruit apple pie. I did have a whole bunch of those apples, so I cooked them all up. They were all in my, well, some of them were in a pantry, the apples, and in a nice cool pantry, and some of them were in my crisper drawer, and I just cut them all up. And I made those apples in the back there. We're gonna have those for dinner, and they're gonna be so good. And this apple pie, even though sugar-free, is gonna be absolutely delicious. When I buy my chicken breasts, I buy them in the great big family pack. You know, I think there's about 5 or 6 huge chicken breasts in there. I mean, look how big that guy is. He is so nice and thick that, yeah, one of these will be just fine for Lou and I. Now this guy is semi-frozen, and that's when I like to cut them in half like this. They just cut so much better. Okay, get it as even as I can. All right, perfect. 2 beautiful pieces of chicken all ready to go. Alrighty, let me show you what I'm going to do here. These are the seasonings that I'm going to be using today, and that will be some garlic granules, some simple onion powder, and I love this little chicken seasoning, McCormick, I think it is. Is it Flavor Mates? Flavor Mates, yeah. And then, of course, a good old salt and pepper, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. My chicken breasts. Okay, good. That's all I'll put on there for the moment. Probably a little bit more later, but remember they're very frozen right now, but I'm gonna let them sit out for just a tad bit, and then they'll be good. Now right here I have 1 beaten egg and just a splash of milk. Just, you know, all this is really doing is gonna help you. I'm gonna put some of my seasonings right in here, right into my, oh, I forgot to tell you what this is. I bet you can guess. This is some leftover crumbs of chips, just, what are they, kettle chips, I think, at the bottom of the bag. I just don't like to throw that away, so I even put that in my freezer. I bag it up, put it in my freezer. So I took it out today since this is a pantry challenge / freezer challenge. We'll just dip that in there a little bit, get it nice and covered. Yeah, you could do this with cornflakes if you had some cornflakes left over hanging around, or if you had some panko crumbs in your pantry, you could do that as well. And I'm just going to flop them right here on this cute little baking dish. Look at this. It's a little, I don't know, it's not a half sheet. It's some kind of a cookie sheet, but it's just so tiny and small. It just works perfectly for Lou and I. Put these on, for instance. Yeah, it's just perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and do this with the second half. Just swirl it around there. This piece is very frozen, so have a little bit of patience. Okay, and into the chips. Try to get as many as I can for this piece. Try to use them all up. That's frozen solid in the middle there, just about. I'm going to go ahead and use my hand. It is impeccably clean, and I will absolutely wash them afterwards as well. You know what? I doubt I even have to tell you guys that. But just so you know, the YouTube clean police, I don't want them coming after me. You never know these days, you know, you just never know. Of course you wash your hands before you touch food and after you touch it. I mean, doesn't that just make sense? Anybody who doesn't know that by now, well, I'm real sorry. But if you watch my channel, you'll know it. All right, I don't want to waste anything today. It's a pantry challenge. And that, to me, when I hear that, that just means use up what you got. In our family, instead of pantry challenge, those actual words, I like to use the word corn night. Clean out refrigerator night. And that usually also includes whatever the heck is in my pantry. All right, let's go ahead and grab this. come on over to my clean sink. Well, it was clean this morning, but it's slowly filling up here. All right, get that little rinse out. And then this is nice hot soapy water over here, so everything I'm using I'm just kind of throwing in there so it can marinate in a nice hot soapy water before I throw it in my dishwasher a little later. My goodness, I got so much going on this week in the kitchen. This is Easter week, y'all. Can you even believe that I'm doing this during Easter week? How many of you are putting delicious meals on your table this Easter? Here, I'll give you a quick peek back there. That's what we're having right there. Oh yeah, sliced honey ham. And that's a good one too. Can't wait for it. Okay, so good. So I'll clean up everything here. Get rid of this guy too. And this guy. Yeah, I like to keep my kitchen clean. I really do. I know you're all going, what? But it's true. I like to keep my kitchen clean as I move along here. Okay, I also found in my pantry today some organic baked beans with maple syrup, and I'm going to open those up tonight. Yeah, because I don't know exactly what I bought them for, or I didn't necessarily buy them for a time or a certain recipe, but I'm using those tonight because I think they'll be delicious with the potato chip covered chicken. All right, I have some leftover kind of smashed potatoes, I guess you could call them, that I had in my refrigerator, and I think that's part of a pantry challenge as well, is to go through your refrigerator and see what is in there that you can use up. So I put my little fry pan down here, and I'm going to add some olive oil on the bottom, a good amount of it. I've got it on about a medium high, and all I'm going to do is take my potatoes and put them right down there, kind of lay them as flat as I can. What I'm going to do is try to brown up the bottoms, and when the bottom is browned up, I'll flip them over. You'll have a nice browned fried potatoes, and that's exactly what they'll be when they're done. And they are so crispy and so yummy, just delicious. So I'm going to let them go for a little while, and I'll check the underneath of them and see if when they're starting to get brown. Then I'll keep a real good eye on them. Let's see how our apples are doing back here. Yum. Oh, they smell so delicious. Let me give it a little peek. All right, there they are, looking awfully good, bubbling away there. They are so nice and soft, just beautiful. And tinted so beautifully, browned with that little bit of cinnamon that we put in there and a little bit of monk fruit. Those look wonderful. Oh, it's going to be such a tasty meal. I'm so excited. That looks like cauliflower, doesn't it? But I promise you, that's potatoes. All right, I just turned my potatoes over. Look at that beautiful, crispy, crunchy crust on there. They look fantastic. Just fantastic. I put a little bit more olive oil in there just to keep them from drying out or from burning up. And I did turn them down. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, this is real life in the kitchen. I knocked my olive oil bottle over. Oh well. All right, you're looking real good over here. And my apples, you know what? I think those apples are near to done. They've been cooking up a good long time here today. Oh, they look so good. I'm gonna turn this off. There we go. Yep, those are gonna be delicious. Look at that. We started out with a mound of apples there, and we're down to this. Just look how yummy those look. Oh, they're so good. I did taste them at one point too, and yeah, indeed they are good. done tonight. And I can't tell you how incredible my kitchen smells. Why is it that when you cook on a really good night and your meals come out great and your kitchen smells divine and you get that phone call from your husband saying, I'm gonna be late? Never fails, never fails. So here I am, all by my lonesome, eating this incredible meal. That chicken looks so good. It's so nice and browned on the top from the, not just the potato chips, but the little bit of olive oil that I drizzled over the top. And this is one of our favorite pantry staples, this secret sauce. I think they call it secret sauce. It's kind of like that sauce that you ask for, everybody asks for at Chick-fil-A. It's a secret, okay? Oh boy, that is really good. You probably saw on the chicken pan that I have put into the oven, that little tiny piece of green pepper. I have that left over in my refrigerator, and so I just wanted to cook it up because it was just a half a green pepper, and even that smell alone, there's nothing like the smell of a green pepper. When you're trying to put your pantry together, your long-term pantry, look for sales. And when you see really, really great sales on a canned good of any kind, something that's going to last you a good long time, buy up on it. Say you have nothing right now. You just have an itty bitty pantry like this one I have up here. And you think, well, gosh, Darlene, I mean, really, can I make any kind of difference for myself and my family with a small pantry like that? Well, the answer to that is yes, because you don't have to stop at this pantry. If that's all you have in your little tiny house, your little apartment, or wherever that you're living, is there anything under your bed right now? Is there anything at the bottom of a front closet somewhere? Is there any space at all in a closet anywhere? Look for little bins, little plastic bins, those long under the bed bins. I really, really like those. And I used to use those when we didn't have a big pantry room. And fill those up with all the canned goods that you possibly can, that you can possibly find to fit into that bin. And mark them all down, write them down on a piece of paper, and put it up in your kitchen somewhere so that you know, under the bed is this. And label, I've got 8 cans of green beans, I've got 4 cans of tomato soup, I've got 4 cans of chicken noodle soup, anything that you are gonna like. Don't buy anything that you're not gonna like. Don't buy something that you think you saw in somebody else's pantry challenge and that's something that you should have in yours. Well, if you're not going to use it, it's a waste. Boxed goods, things, look at the dates on it. How long can it last? And if your pantry is not easily accessible like mine are right here, right by my kitchen, write down what is where. I cannot tell you how delicious this meal is. A pantry meal, how about that? We made this, everything that I had in my refrigerator, my freezer, because that's where my chicken came from. I picked things out from my pantry. The beans came from the pantry. The corn came from the pantry. The apples, I have some down in the pantry in the bottom in my bin where I keep like my potatoes and my onions, things like that are kept in a cool, dark, dry place. I made an apple pie and it's still cooling down, so it probably won't be ready for a while. Don't cut into a pie that's not completely cooled down yet, or you'll just have a bunch of juice on the bottom of your pie pan and then your bottom crust gets all soggy. Boy, that's good. That goes so nice with chicken. Hey, it also goes really nice with ham. If you're still looking for a side dish for your ham, that apple dish, those cut up apples, those are absolutely delicious. You could put those in a pretty bowl and put them on your Easter table. And yeah, this was a delicious, delicious meal. And my husband now has something really yummy to look forward to when he comes home tonight. Well, I want to thank you today for joining me in this pantry challenge that I have challenged myself to. And I hope that I have given you some good ideas for using the space in your home and filling that space with wonderful, wonderful things that will keep your family sustained, regardless of perhaps a bad weather that takes your electricity out, grocery stores closed for a week or two. You just don't know what can happen. So it's best to be prepared. Always be prepared. If you were a Girl Scout, you know that, right? I was a Girl Scout, I was a Brownie, and I know that. Always be prepared. So enjoy your family tonight and enjoy your dinner tonight, no matter what you have, whether it's fish sticks or chicken or hot dogs. But go ahead, raid that pantry of yours, and if you're not finding that there's much there, make some changes. You can make this happen, because if I can do it, you can do it too. Bye now. Lord bless.